I'm a gringo myself, which is a term for just basically white guy cracker.
We have that here in California.
That's good. So yeah, my grandparents actually came straight from there, and they're not really big music listeners. My mom, she got into a lot of the hippie music, and my dad's a big hard rock dude.
Yeah,
but I think that's some of my influence just from people close by. And my sister actually got me into hip hop, and my uncle got me into other rock that wasn't hard or classic.
Tell me about the Miami women.
They're nice. They're very nice. But I think I want to get back to the I don't think I really answered your last question. I'll get back to you. So the fact that there's so many people making electronic music, it's just like the idea of making music on your laptop. It doesn't seem like a foreign idea, or it doesn't seem like an idea that's, stupid or not actually musical. The idea that it's so accepted. Now, the Miami music scene, there's a lot of people trying to be Avicii, which kind of sucks. No one's trying to make their own stuff. Everyone's trying to be,
someone
EDM
else.
Artist number 5. Which stinks because I think EDM is also a product of internet culture, and internet culture is a lot of do it the same but a little differently. And I kind of want to be that guy that makes music on his laptop, on his iPad, through his drum machine, but makes something that hasn't been made before. I want to get as close to that as possible. And who knows, maybe the Miami women and their big will jump around to it. A lot of short women. If you like short women, this is the place to come.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah,
love
very short
women. Yes.
I am 5'9", actually, and I am considered pretty tall. Pretty tall.
Wow. If you had a vocalist for your music, who would it be?
If I could pick I'm actually going to pick a dream band here. So I'm picking my drummer. I do play a little bit of drums, or at least I've been teaching myself how to play. My drummer I'm actually picking is Neil Peart from Rush.
Yes!
My bass guitarist is Flea. It's kind of obvious, but there's a lot of great bass guitarists.
Yeah.
And I actually am picking Jimmy Page as my actual guitarist. Now, the reason I picked those two guys, Flea and Neil Peart's just amazing. He can do anything. But
Exit the warrior, today's Tom Sawyer gets high on you.
But the reason I picked Jimmy Page and Flea is they know how to make something work with a song. They make really good stuff, and yes, they can be really amazing when they need to be, but they make what they need to make that song work. And Jimmy Page himself does a lot of production, which I think is an added bonus to your band. I do. I think so.
And wait, did you say Jimmy Page or Robert Plant? Oh, you said Jimmy Page.
Jimmy Page was the producer on most of those albums.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
And then your lead singer, I gotta pick Freddie.
Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, it would definitely be a classic rock sound, is what I'm picking. But here's the thing, though. Now you have to give me a relevant. I guess if I had to now do a relevant, like people who'd still, matter. I don't really know it because there's not really a lot of bands left. There's not a lot of. It's hard to find a great drummer. Because I would pick Dave Grohl, but he's Foo Fighters doesn't make stuff anymore. I guess Creedence of the Stone Age released a recent track, so I could pick him as the drummer, but I'd get lost with a bass guitarist if you're talking about just modern bass guitarists.
Please, modern.
Yeah, but relevant? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, and Dave Grohl was even a tricky one to pick as relevant. Because a lot of what's happened with music is it's gone more to it's been more focused on the individuals in music. Yes, you had your solo acts before, you had Paul Simon, you had Peter Gabriel, you had, Michael Jackson. Yes, obviously people doing it on its own, but you could still find a lot of bands. Now, it's kind of, I guess you look through the radio and it's hard to find bands that last.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's more easier to identify with an individual rather than a couple individuals.
Maroon 5.
You know what? I don't like Maroon 5 anymore. They actually do make one of my other favorite album of all time, Songs About Jane.
Uh-huh.
Which that and American Idiot are tied for my favorite album of all time.
Love is taking.
If you stuck me on an island and I was only forced to listen to one album, I'd have to make my choice between one of those two. But the thing is, the direction they've gone to a direction to appease. They've removed any sort of edge they had. Not like they had much of an edge, but there was occasionally like a good riff. You could hear the guitar. There was guitar. It was noticeable. Like it was part of the song. And now they kind of removed that, and now it's more of like, instead of being, I guess, really poppy with some like nice guitar in it, now it's just really poppy, bubblegum, really poppy, the Adam Levine show. It's become Adam Levine's solo career, and that's become a disappointment, because before, yes, it was Adam Levine, he was the main dude, but everyone else contributed. And now the 6 members of Maroon 5, because they added one, they're just, I don't know, it's gotten worse.
What movie would you like to hear your music on?
Actually, I would like to make my own movies, and if I would put music to anything, I would never make a film with my own music. If I was going to make a film with music, it would be kind of like what Daft Punk did with Discovery, and make a film that has no words, no vocals, but just make a story that just, has the instrumentals like to it. Oh. Because what they did is they actually got a Japanese animator. I forget the guy's name. I think he's pretty famous. I can't remember though. Might have been no, he wasn't the Studio Ghibli guy. No way. But they got him to do an entire, I guess, like a 45 minutes, 50 minutes, however long the album is. It's an animated like film, no words, no vocals, and it tells a story just through action while their songs are playing, and their songs, help support the story, kind of. And
it's called Discovery?
Well, it's Discovery. I forget the name of the actual film. You could find it. You could do Daft Punk Discovery full animated film. You could just Google that. I think they made up a fake band for it, Crescent Dolls, which is actually the name of one of the songs, so they kind of took that and made it a bigger part of the story. So they did a really good job with it, though.
Well, Anthony, I hear you're a fan of video games. Can you explain them to me?
Okay, explain video games?
Yeah, I don't ever play them.
Okay? I've actually made one before. I've got that deep into it, but it was a local. It's nice. It's a mechanics game. It was nice to make, but why I like video games is actually, well, I had phases. I liked them a lot as a little kid. Then once I started hanging around a different group of kids that were around middle school, we just like to go around and vandalize. That was our thing. And then once I got to high school, I kind of had a falling out with those guys, because I kind of realized that they really didn't like me for me. They kind of just liked me because I do dumb and I guess I didn't want to identify with that. So I hung out with, I guess, more we're going to call nerds, but really they're much cooler people than, other people. And they were really into video games. And in order for me to, I guess, have something to talk about, I didn't forcibly get myself back into them, but I started just like, all right, I'm going to play some games. Like, I haven't played video games since I was a little kid. And, it's just something to pass the time away. All right. And I feel a lot of my stuff fits video games, so.
What was the name of the video game you made?
You could actually, it might come up first on Google, OWA Green and Black. And it's really small file, it's bytes, and you just play it in your web browser.
Oh, wow. OWA Green and Black. And yeah?
Sorry, go on. What was your question?
Oh, I was going to ask, how did you discover Mike's Daily Podcast?
Chilling for podcasts on YouTube, and I heard your voice, and I'm like, you know what? I would like to chat up this guy. Like, why not? Like, if he's willing to have a conversation about stuff, he seems nice enough.
I'm sorry we didn't have a conversation.
Yes, we did.
Well, I want to play the song FDDNB.
Okay, let me explain the title for that one.
And I like the nice drums on it. It's very like Duran Duran-y to me.
That's actually a track I want to talk about, because when I made it, I didn't think a lot of people would like it. I thought it was actually one of the lesser tracks on the album. I thought it was good, but I'm like, it doesn't fit compared to other things. My favorite on that whole thing is actually the moan, which is 300 beats per minute, this really fast violins, dark, and just like this girl moaning and like this sexual noises. It's this crazy track, and I love it. Yeah, I hear F, D, D, and B, and I'm like kind of like, yeah, it's nice, it sounds good, but I don't feel the same way. But every time I present my stuff to like make a musical collab with someone, or say like, hey, if you need music, this is the type of stuff I make, they're like, wow, I really like this one, and I don't get why. And the title is also weird, and it was supposed to be kind of the title's supposed to be called It's New, but I couldn't put that directly, so I actually also mistyped was the other thing. I wasn't paying attention, so I ended up with the 2 D's, and the D is actually not too far away from the C, so.
Well, there we go. Well, see, it was a little bit of typing with your fist, and that's what happened.
It wasn't fist typing. I just wasn't paying attention and, just typing stuff. I've actually gotten titles like that where I'll just press random keys. And sometimes it's like, oh, that's weird, and I'll just that middle section of letters looks kind of cool, and so I'll delete everything in front of that and delete everything, behind that, and that's how I'll end up with my title sometimes.
Well, Anthony Vernon, let's listen to FDDNB from your album Basic Art. It's Anthony Vernon, also known as Idiot, and you can find him at idioticproductions.bandcamp.com, man. Wait, no, I thought you